What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Got to do my load check, tire check here. So I picked this load up in El Paso at the Melton terminal, which was pretty cool because I got to drive right on by Mexico to pick this load up. They had their Mexican tarps on there and all that. I ended up having to take the tarps off, re-secure, re-tarp, and at the El Paso terminal, they got some people there that are working in the yard. And, you know, they offered $30 to go ahead and secure and tarp the load, so I took it. I still made $20 off the deal because we get paid $50 to tarp and untarp. So, no big deal. Yeah, as you can see from the start of the video, I ended up having to do a night run. So, you know, I started at 1 in the morning, ended up driving all the way until 3:30 in the afternoon. It was pretty hectic. I was extremely tired. So, yeah, I'm only about, where am I at? I got 80 miles to the final. And, it's not going to drop until tomorrow morning, Monday at 0700. So we're going to drop this load off. I'm going to hit the road, and I'll talk to you guys when I stop for the day. Take care. Got to pump fuel. You know, this truck ain't gonna run on its own. It's got to run off that diesel and pig piss. Check this cool thing out. So I picked this up at Walmart. You know, I was trying to find some NDs, that's neutral density filters, for my camera. Basically what that is like sunglasses. But what this is, look at that. They didn't have any at Walmart, but what this is a polarizer filter. So if you're into like photography and stuff like that, if I can get the damn thing open, there we go. If you're into photography and stuff like that, these are pretty cool to have. Basically it brings out all your blues, really cool, like your skies and stuff like that when you take photos and whatnot. Here, I'll put it over the lens, see if you can tell the difference. See the difference there? Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, I arrived here at the final, and it's only, what time is it? 6 o'clock. So yeah, I'll be able to do my 10-hour reset. Wake up. I'll be up by like 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't have to unload till 0700. Then we get another load. Hopefully they're going to shoot me back out west. I love it out west. It's beautiful out there. Anyways, I had a subscriber. Where's he at? Michael Holmes. He was, by the way, Michael, thank you for the sub. But yeah, he wants me to go into how I trip plan, and I mean, it's pretty simple. They show you here at Melton as part of the orientation. So I'll get into it real quick with you guys here. So when I get dispatched to load, they're going to give me what my empty miles are to go to the shipper, and what my loaded miles are to go from the shipper to the cons. Right? So for example, I normally don't pay attention to the shipper. I mean, yeah, it is a factor, but my main interest is how long is it going to take me once I'm loaded to get from where I'm at to where I'm going, right? So give you a prime example. Let's see here. This load that I just arrived at here at the cons, I started in El Paso, and I'm driving. It requires me to go all the way from El Paso to Oakland, New Jersey, and that's going to be 2,110 miles loaded. So what I do is I'll go real quick in my phone, go to my calculator, I'll say 2,110 miles, and I'll divide that by 50. So what that gives me is 42.2 miles. So I'll just go ahead and round that down, 42 miles. Now the reason why I divide it by 50 is because we say that we're going to go an average of 50 miles an hour. Yeah, our trucks go 65. Actually, we just got them boosted, so next time I get to go to the terminal, just so you guys know, we can now go 68 miles an hour. So that's awesome. I'm really excited to be able to do that. But anyways, getting back to the trip planning here, guys. So I divide it by 50 because that's what I'm saying is going to be my average speed to get there. Now that average speed is not what I'm going to be driving, but it makes up for things like traffic jams. It makes up for things like your 30-minute break. It makes up for things like fueling at the truck stop. So usually about 50 miles an hour is the mark right there. Now you're still gonna it's still lowballing it, which is good because I'd rather lowball it than overshoot it and arrive to my final late. Always better to play safe than sorry. So what I got is 42.2 hours. So I round that down to 42 hours, right? So every time there's a multiple of 10 in your hours, you're going to be doing a 10-hour reset. So what we're doing is saying basically that I'm going to drive for 10 hours and then I'm going to do a 10-hour reset, right? So I'm going to need, right off bat, I know I need 4 10-hour resets because it's 42 miles, okay? So I'm just going to add 40 hours onto 42, and that's going to give me 82. So 82 hours is what it's going to take me to get from El Paso to Oakland, New Jersey. All right, so that's how I figured that part out as far as the time goes. Now, when it comes to the actual trip planning, the route, what I mainly do is I plug it into my Garmin here, the Delgado 0800 or the 800, whatever. I plug it in there, and then I compare the overall miles on my Delgado with the miles that they give me of my paid miles, and I try to get it as close as possible. Now I'm able to zoom in and shape my route, and sometimes it's better. I can shave off miles and actually save myself some money. Sometimes I even come under the miles that they're paying me, and so I still get paid more miles than I actually drove. That's rare, but I try to keep it as close to what I'm getting paid as possible. Here's where the problem comes in, where everybody's saying don't count on a GPS, guys. So when you plug it in your GPS, yeah, these newer models, they're going to tell you, you got low bridges on route, blah, 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 blah. But they don't always tell you that. So this is when the Atlas comes into play, okay? So if I shape my route and I notice that I'm using state highways, U.S. highways, stuff like that, even sometimes it'll be county roads, I highly advise to avoid county roads at all. They can be tricky, but anytime I'm looking at state highways, U.S. highways, state roads, U.S. highways, stuff like that. I always, even with the interstates, you know, sometimes I'll compare it to my atlas, and you can go to the front page of your atlas and look at what state you're in, and it'll tell you which roads in that state have the low bridge have low bridges. So like some of them will say 13.6, which we can usually go under. You know, as a flatbedder, it's always good to check the height of your load, because even though you're only supposed to be loaded up 13.6, you know, there's always that possibility you could be a little bit higher. I know I get nervous about that. But anyways, you can always check your bridge heights at the beginning of your atlas there, and with the state and the road that you plan on driving on. And I recommend doing that. That way you can avoid any kind of problems. You know, as a matter of fact, anytime I stop at a Walmart, Best Buy, anytime I stop anywhere off track, I don't know if you guys know this. Here, I'll show you. You can. This is when I use my phone. But in your maps, okay, in your maps, you got. Let me just go. All right. So I got this Best Buy here because I stopped at the Best Buy today. But let me go to the directions here. Let's see if I can show you that better. There we go. Okay, so I can zoom in, right? But here's the thing. I can actually, if you hit up top here, you see these two little squares? Here, you see those two little squares up in the top corner? So if you hit that, come on, you're gonna get where you can see satellite. I didn't know that. It took me a while to find that out, actually. So you can hit the satellite view. Check it out. And now, come on, let me get there. I'll just zoom in for you guys. So now it's giving me the satellite view of the roads and the situation of, you know, how I would attack parking there and stuff like that. You know, is it accessible to a truck? Yeah, most of the places are, but you know, I got a Walmart next to my house that, you know, I wouldn't be able to get into it with a truck. So, you know, always check these things. If you're going to go off route, check for your low bridges, check for your overweight roads, you know what I mean? And check for parking. And also, I would recommend with these Walmarts, call ahead. If you plan on staying the night there, call ahead, say, hey, do you mind? I plan on doing some shopping, stuff like that. Do you mind if I stay the night? Usually they're pretty friendly about it. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you liked the content. Sorry, it was a little bit shorter this week, but I have a few things I'm trying to work on as far as my YouTube channel goes. I want to kind of redesign it and put some better graphics up there to better represent my channel. But I want to thank you for watching if you stuck around, and I will see you next time. Take care.